Hello, I'm Narek, an applications engineer from NI. Today I would like to demonstrate the Measurement Link, a new addition to NI's already established Instrument Studio software. So coming back to the Instrument Studio is NI's interactive control software panel for most of the NI modular instruments, explaining the standard validation environment where you have like benchtop instruments with a lot of screens and controls, knobs, all the stuff. So in a nice big size for smaller form factor, we use the software panels and the software-wise control to kind of accommodate the instrument control. In the Measurement Link is the addition to the Instrument Studio, where we also enable the addition of not only just controlling the simple instruments, but also putting up the measurement code into the Instrument Studio for an interactive control. So most of the validation engineers, they use a lot of scripts or codes that I've written to control the instrument in a certain way, in a certain sequence, to basically do the test measurement that they're looking for. And Instrument Measurement Link does provide a UI editor, so you create your interactive user interface for the test run, and essentially it creates a template in Python, LabVIEW, or C#, and inside that template you put up your test code, and the test code basically can be run from here. So with a simple run, it does this in this example. And then this is the Raspberry Pi demo. We have a connected Raspberry Pi, which basically acts as a measurement IP server, and then we have the CPU usage and the CPU temperature and the power consumption shown here, like measures shown here. The underlying code looks something like this. It's the Python example. It basically has some metadata info on the measurement, some service info. It has the inputs and the outputs available from here. And then you have the space where you put your stress code, like a measurement code. In my case, it's like 3 stress codes. So with this, your code that you've already developed can become part of like Instrument Studio, the environment that you'll probably be using most with the validation tasks, and you can interactively control, run, and get the results out of it in the Instrument Studio environment. But it also bridges the gap between validation and production. So by the functionality it's made available with the copying the configuration, you can copy the configuration, and in test end, already in production environment for STS, for example, you can have the same measurement run in a measurement step with the same configured parameters, just by passing the configurations here. So essentially the same measurement IP will be running in a similar way in the validation and production engineers environments, and that kind of enables the reuse of the code, since in most of the cases the same measurements are run in both cases, and usually test engineers and validation engineers write the same code parallel to each other, so with little to no standardization. This Measurement Link also supports some underlying functions such as session control, so it actually handles the sessions for both NI and non-NI instruments, and it enables you to like avoid all the session control, session management part. Also, it does support debugging capabilities, so you can come in a tested environment, put a breakpoint here, jump into the code, get into the Python code and debug line by line, and then also use the Instrument Studio environment, stopping somewhere the code and then running this to get the idea, to get the results at the point. So enabling more debug capabilities, which would have been a struggle otherwise if you are using the same code. So that's an overview, generic overview of the Measurement Link. If you would like to know more or get specific details about some specific functions, contact your local account manager or visit ni.com for more information. Thanks.